Get a market perspective now. Neeraj Deewan of Quantum Securities is now joining us. Neeraj, what's your perspective on the market? What is the sense you're getting, when you just look at the price movement for a lot of these companies?
Yeah, good morning. If we look at the last few weeks, we were recommending stocks like consumption stocks, some of the auto names. There actually we've seen some movement also happening. And the prices have really come up, and they were not at that depressed values which were there a couple of weeks back or 2-3 weeks back. But we're recommending our clients to maybe hold on to those stocks because we feel that the market momentum is strong, and after seeing this kind of a pressure in the market, there are two things which the market was really fighting with. One was the kind of perception which was there because of insolvency issues, and there are these slowdown wars. And we know that the government is now taking measures, and they are also very conscious of the fact that these two things have to be resolved. So that is one reason why we're seeing some outperformance in our stocks also in our market. So I think that outperformance may continue, though you will get your opportunities in between, you may get your dips, but I think overall the setup looks positive to me.
Why do you say the setup looks positive? You think the worst in terms of earnings is priced in, and now I'm completely talking about the fundamentals.
Yeah, if you talk about this quarter may not be a good quarter for most of the companies because there's definitely a slowdown which will be visible in the numbers. But look at what is happening now. I think things are improving. The reason may be festive cheer. There may be some pickup because of festive cheer. But I think with the government steps being taken and the corporate tax cuts and the possibility of more interest rate, at least one more interest rate cut happening, the capital is going to be, the cost of capital going to be low, and there is continuous effort on part of the government. And they also will not like to see any of these NBFCs or banks really defaulting and going down under. So that is a very, very, I will not take that as a possibility. So, there may be this time which, you may get the, ups and downs because of some negative news, like we got the PMC bank news coming, which hit the market bad. But I don't think it will be taken as a contagion effect, and it will affect other broader banking or the NBFC space. So that's why I feel that the bottom may have been made, though we may be in some range for some time. But we already started seeing movement happening, whether it's the consumption names like I mentioned there. We're already seeing movement happening. There are companies which are vying to improve their market share in this kind of repressed market also. So and even in the auto space, you're seeing some movement already happening. We saw decent numbers coming for TVS Motors. So the companies have also taken steps to make sure that the costs are kept under control, and when some pickup happens, it will have a decent effect on the bottom line also.
Where is it that you expect some negative surprises to come in, Neeraj? Although, like you rightly mentioned, that the expectations from the quarterly earnings are pretty low. The market has very bleak expectations as it is. But where could the negative shocks really come in from?
So basically, I will not say there will be any shocks as such, but there is negative news which may come in even in the corporate lenders. We saw IndusInd Bank results also. So the corporate lender results may not be great this quarter also, but then that's expected. But the kind of price damage we saw in some of these PSU banks also, which was taking the worst to worst into account, so which may not be the case, but definitely there will be some negative numbers there which may come for most of some of the corporate lenders, like Federal Bank we already saw, IndusInd Bank we already saw. So that may be the case, that may continue. And so the metal names also will not be picking up as far as this quarter is concerned. So there also you may continue to get those negative surprises. But autos as a space, I think you may see the last of those surprises. But then again, that we track on a month-to-month basis, so the quarter really doesn't matter that much.
Fair enough.
Just on the back of some of the global factors, Neeraj, like what we're seeing with regards to the trade talks and then data from China, where do metals stand on your radar currently?
I feel now, look, if the kind of trade talk that is happening between US and China, which is looking more favorable, and with just 1 year for the election to happen in US, I don't see anything negative happening on that aspect. So I think there you may get some incremental positive news only. And if Brexit was also going to go through, if it goes through tomorrow in the parliament there, these global headwinds also will get out of the way as far as metals is concerned. And I'm really positive on the infrastructure space as far as our country is concerned. So metals of course will pick up because the domestic consumption should pick up going ahead. So I think metal should also be selectively looking at buying, because we've seen a decent downside there and a decent sell-off has happened in the metal space.
Okay. Neeraj, in terms of looking for opportunities in the market, will you go perhaps, it seems to have become a lot more stock specific for sure, but would you go for the more beaten down names as you see more potential in them, or would you go for some of the quality stocks just at lower levels?
Actually, it will depend on the earning potential of the company. So we, even in the consumption space, though I was positive on Godrej Consumer, Dabur, then those stocks have moved up. So I would rather, after the move that we already seeing, 10 to 15% move in these companies, I would rather wait to add more position, but I would hold on to my position. But then going down under some of the mid-cap companies that we track, something like a Venky's, or something like a Future Lifestyle, there I feel that because they're also beaten down a lot, but the pickup has really not happened as far as stock prices are concerned. So I would really look at cross sectors where the valuations are attractive and there has not been any accident as such as far as companies are concerned. So because this kind of a market, any small accident can really lead to a strong sell-off. So any companies which have been stable as far as earnings is concerned, even small companies that we track, something like Action Construction Equipment, or like I mentioned, Venky's, then in the NBFC space also we have, you have seen that there is so much concern regarding insolvency, default, but then there are good quality companies there available at attractive valuations. So there also I will look at opportunities.
It's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. Let's move on.